Happy New Year, everyone. Medyhne here from Arise Humanity, and I am really happy about the energies at the moment. I'm sure many of you are feeling that there are incredible upgrades happening, with the solar flares and all the activity that's happening at a cosmic level, and the energetic raising in frequency of the planet. It's really being translated for me as a energetic shift and a raising in how it feels to be alive, which is super exciting. And I want to give a particular example too of how that happened for me on the micro level. So we have a neighbor who, when we moved here, I felt that perhaps we were to be working with this energy to help support him through this transition. And quite a few weeks ago, he had an outburst where he was having a big outburst towards us and our energy. And I remained neutral. I didn't allow it to trigger me in any way, but then I got a lot of high guidance, which I sort of had before as well, to assist him with his transition. So I always ask permission, in honor of the soul, to do that. And I started doing sort of prayers and working with his energy. And prior to this, he'd actually asked me for a prayer, and I'd sent it to him. But anyway, and so I was praying with his energy, and then he asked me one day, said, "Can you please pray for me?" And I said, "Well, sure, I will do that." And actually, I already had been anyway. So that was really cool. And then he did a big apology to, or particularly my partner, there was a big outburst he had towards him. And so that just shows this real energetic shift where he's asking to be prayed for. I'm already doing the prayers for him. And then he acknowledges and recognizes behavior that he's had that has been inappropriate, and does this, really big apology, and, honor to him for that. And it's just showing this transition that's happening in a micro level with people and with the energy at the moment. And if you're placed in a situation where you're near someone who is acting out or being triggered, then maybe there's a reason you're there to help assist their transition into these higher energies and to support them, and to be able to remain neutral in that process and not be triggered by their behavior in any way. And that all stems from, the work that you've done on yourself and how much work that you're doing on yourself as well. So that was fascinating, and I think it's a personal example of what's happening, at the macro level. So globally speaking, what I'm feeling, and this is, disclaimer here that this is just what I'm feeling, and everyone is encouraged always to, go in and listen to their own inner truth and only discern for themselves what aligns with their energy and their own inner barometer. But I'm feeling that there is, like many people, an energy building for some huge positive steps forward in 2023. Whether this is the disclosure, the EBS people talk about, the revealing of the truth of what's been really happening on our planet. And for me, what I'm feeling is that underneath everything, there's been this huge ongoing cleanup going on over many, many years, but it's really amped up in the last 2 years since the whole pandemic situation was a opportunity for the light to really step in and amp up this cleanup that they were already doing. And I feel that the dark are being sort of taken out of this equation. and that they are, because there's less and less of that energy, the ones that are left there, there's a certain level of desperation where they're trying to get up to their ploys and tricks, as they feel themselves being phased out of the whole situation. So the good stuff that's happening is huge, but it can't be shown to us because then it would be jeopardized. It has to be done undercover. And this is really going to be a fantastic year in some ways energetically. And, obviously there's the polar opposite to that, where the people who've been impacted by this are being affected, and, that sort of repercussions are happening there. And that is the polarity of that. But on the other hand, there is going to be some things happening this year that are going to be really, really profound for the progression of humanity. And, some people talk about the public revealing of our galactic family, our cosmic family coming in and really making themselves known on a bigger scale, on a public scale. So that's being really talked about in 2023. And then there's, as I mentioned earlier, the revealing of what's actually been going on underneath. And, there's the talk of the potential solar flash, whether that happens or not. There has been a continual upgrading in the energy through the solar flares that are continually happening in increments. And this is, on a personal level, leading us to feel lighter, to have anything that has not been addressed, any soul wounding, come up to be seen so that we can see it, we can transmute it and heal it. So if you're being triggered at the moment, for example, if you've had abundance issues and they're coming up now and they're really coming into your field, work on really going into them and transmuting them and clearing them. A really valuable tool at the moment as well for people is the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is the prayer of forgiveness. And the Ho'oponopono prayer is one where I'll put the words below, but you say this and it transmutes negativity from relationships, from situations, and it's incredibly powerful. And it's a perfect tool at the moment for healing and transmuting. And very much what comes up for me when I work with clients is that people are really required to do this for themselves. So visualizing yourself standing in front of yourself and saying this Ho'oponopono to yourself, whenever you are in a mode of, self-judgment, self-blame, self-criticism, where your inner critic is coming up, use the Ho'oponopono prayer. I actually have a link below to where I also have a video on the Ho'oponopono prayer that you can play, and you can say the words as you listen to it. So I'll put that link below as well. So this time is a time for really going inward, doing the inner work that's required. This is sort of like you're in a exam at school, or university. If you haven't done the prior revision and learning, it's going to be much harder to pass, in a sense, because you really need to put in the footwork here to be able to flow in this very magnified energies of this transition. It's really accelerated. And we're really being required to do the things that we need to do to be able to comfortably go through this process. As everyone mentions, being in nature, meditating, You know, even things like listening to beautiful music and raising your frequency, not spending too much time on social media, because that can drop your frequency and your energy. And just being in stillness and being without doing anything. The other aspect too is envisaging the things that we want to create in our lives and the world that we want to live in. And you know, I have a project relating to that I'm working on this year, which I'm really excited about, and it's flowing and beautiful things are happening relating to that, because it's in the energetic flow of my soul mission. So it's really beautiful how that happens. And you know, to anytime you have any worries, cares, problems, to not just suppress them or ignore them, but to, you know, acknowledge them and then go into them and transmute them. I had a situation come up where my son stayed with me and we had the most beautiful time. We did a video at Christmas, actually, a few videos back. And anyway, we had such a beautiful, beautiful time. So when he left, I had quite a few tears. And when I went in and looked at those tears, some of it was because, you know, he was so beautiful and then he left my space and wasn't there. Sure, that was part of it. But there was also a part of it that was aspects of my unhealed inner child that I had to go into and do some healing on. And the minute I went in and I acknowledged and supported and sent unconditional love and healing to my inner child and my inner, you know, baby, and even my pre-birth being in the womb, you know, baby, all that time there, I went in and did some work on that to really check in and see how I was at that time. And if there was any healing required, I went in and I sent unconditional love, support, healing to myself at that time. And then I felt the sadness and the gravity of the sadness and the tears start to dissipate really quickly. And I felt again much more centered and in my empowerment, because sometimes what it is it's our inner child who is unhealed who holds us back. We've done the work at the moment on who we are right now, but it's those past things in this lifetime that still need work on, and there are layers and layers of that. So I did that work and it really shifted the energy and it was helpful. And I still had a few more tears, but a lot of it dissipated, which was brilliant. I can do workshops on this, on how to work with the emotional body in this way. If this is something that you're interested in, please let me know and I can organize a workshop for working on the emotional body and transmuting wounding, you know, soul wounding, emotional issues. If you're interested, please contact me in the email below and I can organize a workshop. So I try to just meet the needs and demands of what people are needing at this time. And of course, there will also be really powerful workshops within WELCH coming up. There's going to be more introduction workshops, intermediary workshops, and advanced master workshops, which are, Ian talks about how it's going to blow people away, the energy and the skills that you'll gain from doing these workshops, where you will be a healer at the highest level, having done all three of these workshops. So if you're interested in them, also please email me. They'll be coming very shortly, even in January. I think we might start organizing them, because we've got a lot of people already on the waiting list, which is beautiful. So there's also the thing for people that are listening to think about the energies of 2023, what it feels like for them, what it means for them. You know, what does it feel like for you in terms of your calling in this year, moving ahead? What what inspires your greatest joy, what inspires your greatest passion. Because when we're able to really align with that, we can raise our frequency. And this is one of the best ways to shift the planet forward, by being in our highest frequency. And that is very much aligned to our soul mission and our soul passion. For me, it's working on my project this year, as well as, continuing to work with beautiful clients and mentoring. If you're interested in mentoring with me too, please contact me. So I have some availability still for mentoring in 2023, and love to work with anyone who aligns with my energy or resonates with what I do. And so that is really a great thing. Just tune into this new energy as we step into 2023. Feel the energy, the frequency, and say, what does this energy align with for me? What is my greatest passion? It could be different to the energy that you felt in 2022, because it does feel like a new energy. So think about that, and then align with that, and then start making steps to go forward in this direction. And if that raises your frequency and brings you joy, and you feel yourself going more and more into your heart center, which is where we want to function from. We really want to come from our heart chakra more and more all the time. Again, that really raises our frequency, raises the planet's frequency, and moves us forward in this evolution of ourselves and humanity. And if you have any areas where you're requiring support, please feel welcome to contact me. I'm here to support people through this process as well. And I'd also really like to thank some beautiful people that left comments for me the end of this year. And, they really touched me, and really empowered me to continue doing what I'm doing, with these videos and everything that I do in my Patreon community, which has been incredible. I want to thank all my Patreon members for being in this community. And, you are all at the forefront of my heart. And if I can support you all in any way, then I will very much love to do that. Or if anyone would like to join Patreon, details below as well. So thank you so much for the very beautiful comments. And I might leave one of the messages at the end of this video if I have permission as well. So I'll check in on that first. But thank you again, everyone, for connecting with me in 2022. It's been one heck of a ride, hasn't it, just with everyone? And I think we're getting better and better at navigating these energies and what we're dealing with at the moment. We know it's been a spiritual battle, a spiritual war between dark and light, good and evil. And, there have been a lot of collateral damage. You know what we're talking about here with things like this. And, the people that just have been overwhelmed by the energies and losing jobs and having challenges with their with their financial situations and things like that. So our heart goes out to all of you, but stay strong, because we could well be close to the end of this. We could be close to a big shift where we step into a whole new quantum system, a whole new quantum financial system, a whole new energy where the dark has been transitioned out of this planet, and we can move forward with the restoration and the rebuilding and the co-creating of an incredible world for all of us. So hang in there, everyone, and get strong networks in place, strong support systems in place if you need them, to know what you can do if your energy drops and you need support. We don't have to do this alone. Nobody has to do this alone. There are enough of us who are in alignment and on the same page. Now, millions and millions of people around the world. I was trying to explain this to my dad, who is completely basically on the other side of the fence, has no idea of anything that I'm talking about here. And I was saying there are millions and millions of people on the page with me with this, and he didn't really seem to understand what I was saying. But there are so many more, and they're building all the time. The people that are in alignment with this knowledge of the Great Awakening, and the fact that we did have to transition through a very challenging, the pandemic period and all that in order to create this shift. If we didn't have that in play, then we would still be stuck in the old energies, the old status quo. And of course, that makes us much more vulnerable to the dark. So we had to have this, mammoth process in order to shift humanity forward and to get us out of our reverie, out of our sleep state, where we were just happy to continue doing the same old thing that we'd always done before. And encouraging people to really be in alignment with the new energies and stepping into new things, new ways of being that are completely out of the matrix, not supporting the matrix, not complying to the matrix, and doing everything you can to stand up and speak up as you need to in 2023. We all need to actually address our own spiritual mastery, which is stepping into our empowerment. It is speaking up when we need to. It is maybe going against the tide when there are other people that have a different opinion. And it takes, effort and bravery to speak up and speak your truth, but other people can learn from that. And, most of my family still think I'm completely crazy. I'm just used to that. I'm going to put a meme on here about that right now, just in case anyone else resonates. And so, this is what we're dealing with, what we've been going through. And it's actually incredibly exciting, an incredible opportunity. And when we look back at it as a soul in retrospect, we're going to really see this. We're going to really be able to see it. When you're in it, it's much harder, of course, to see all this stuff, But in retrospect, we'll look back and we'll just go, wow, I'm so honored in a sense that I was able to be one of the souls that was chosen to go through this time in humanity's upgrading and the earth's upgrading. This cannot be, you just can't overemphasize, what that really means, the importance of that, not only for our planet, but for the all cosmoses, the cosmos, all universes. This transition is incredibly powerful, profound, and meaningful, and we're part of it. So wow, what a gift. Thank you so much for listening. And I have a beautiful story I'd love you to listen to just at the end of this video, and so much love and peace and joy and harmony and blessings for 2023 as we go into this amazing new gateway. So you might even see it, as I mentioned before in another video, as a new gateway that you're stepping into. See yourself stepping through a door into this new energy that's an upgraded energy, a high energy, and you're here to meet that energy and to also rise above that energy so you can draw in another level of that higher energy. So much to be thankful for, and lots of love to everyone who's supported me and supported my channel this year. And please share this video if it resonates with you, because I'd love to build my community in every way that I can. And thank you for being part of my life. Thank you. Lots of love. Bye, everyone. Once upon a time, there was an island where all feelings lived: happiness, sadness, knowledge, and all of the others, including love. One day it was announced to the feelings that the island would sink, so all constructed boats and left, except for love. Love was the only one who stayed. Love wanted to hold out until the last possible moment. When the island had almost sunk, Love decided to ask for help. Richness was passing by Love in a grand boat. Love said, "Richness, can you take me with you?" Richness answered, "No, I can't. There is a lot of gold and silver in my boat. There is no place here for you." Love decided to ask Vanity, who was also passing by in a beautiful vessel. "Vanity, please help me." "I can't help you, love. You are all wet and might damage my boat," Vanity answered. Sadness was close by, so Love asked, "Sadness, let me go with you." "Oh, Love, I am so sad that I need to be by myself." Happiness passed by Love too, but she was so happy that she did not even hear when Love called her. Suddenly, there was a voice. "Come, Love, I will take you." It was an elder. So blessed and overjoyed, Love even forgot to ask the elder where they were going. When they arrived at dry land, the elder went her own way. Realizing how much was owed the elder, Love asked Knowledge, another elder, "Who was that who helped me?" "It was Time," Knowledge answered. "Time?" asked Love. "But why did Time help me?" Knowledge smiled with deep wisdom and answered, "Because only Time is capable of understanding how valuable love is."
I invite you to join my wonderful Arise Humanity global online Patreon community for $3 a month basic level. I share interesting resources, free gifts, discounted sessions, community chat meetups, a soul healing group sending healing to the planet, loved ones, and ourselves, and more. This is a warm, cohesive, spiritually aligned community to share important news and make connections. You can share business information and find a supportive network. We welcome you. Love, Medyhne. For more details, please visit our website, www.medyhne.com.